Welcome to Indiana Jones' Greatest Adventures for the Super Nintendo, 1994. Wow. I loved Indiana Jones as a kid, man. He was my absolute hero. A lot of people were into Star Wars or something, but it was totally Indiana Jones for me. I used to watch the Raiders of the Lost Ark VHS so much. I had it on VHS. I'd watched it so much that I literally worn the tape down. My father had to help me open up the VHS and actually cut some of the tape out and splice it back together so that I could keep watching the movie. Absolutely loved it. I had a little whip that I'd gotten from the Pottery Factory. Oh, cool. This is what Lethal Weapon wanted to do with their game, with the shots from the movie, but Lethal Weapon didn't do such a great job. And I always loved how the Paramount logo mountain became this mountain in the movie. I don't think any movie has South America, 1936. I don't think any movie has such an iconic intro as Raiders of the Lost Ark. Temple of Doom is the better of the Indiana Jones movies. It's the best. I don't give a fuck what anybody says. Temple of Doom is the best. But Raiders of the Lost Ark has the best intro. The Ovitos are near, senor. The hola, Ovitos. They're gonna brush their shoulders off, you know? It's okay. Ladies is pimps too. Go on, brush them shoulders off. This is it. The golden idol must be inside this temple. And I'm so young here. It's weird getting old and watching your childhood heroes get old with you. And what do you think he is there? Late 20s? I should wiki it up and find out. But I loved Indiana Jones.
Let's go.
I guess, let's go. I used to live with my toy whip, and I had a pair of cowboy boots, and I would climb all over my uncle's pickup truck as a kid and pretend like I was fighting Nazis, like I was hanging off the front of it or being drug around behind. I would tie the whip to the bumper, and then I'd just lay in the street and pretend the truck was driving down the road. My parents tell the story because I was just a little kid, I was what do you think, 5 or something, and my parents still tell me this embarrassing story about how apparently one morning they had my uncle was over and a bunch of people, and I came downstairs after I woke up on a Saturday, and I came downstairs in nothing but my tidy whities and a pair of cowboy boots, because I always wore the cowboy boots because Indiana Jones. And you don't have to jump here. I thought it was a cliff, a hole. Nah, it's just something in the foreground. Oh, I don't know what I was thinking there. Just walk right into that. Alright, there we go. So one of my favorite Mythbusters episodes was when they tested the Indiana Jones myths as well. You got to excuse my voice a little bit if it sounds a little blown out. I went to a concert last night with some friends to see The Devil Wears Prada and Kill Switch Engage, which was an awesome show. It was sold out, super rad. You want to roll here? The thing is though, is that I didn't really know much by either band. I've never really heard anything. I mean, I've heard the occasional song here and there, but I hadn't. It was the first time that I've heard a lot by The Devil Wears Prada. And Kill Switch Engage I haven't heard in years. Oh, look at it. Look, it's the iconic, stick your hand in the light. Okay, guess we'll roll that way. I never did switch out my controller, so I got some D-pad problems here. I haven't heard Kill Switch Engage in years. It was a sold-out show, and I was asking if the dude still had the sideburns, and they're all looking at me like I'm crazy, because apparently that guy hasn't been in the band in a long time. I guess he blew out his voice or something. Just really unfortunate. I hope he still gets residuals or something. It sucks to help make a band as popular as Kill Switch and then just not be able to do it. Not because you quit or because you wanted to leave, but legitimately because something happened. It's like being a football star that gets a $400 million contract and you tear your ACL. That wasn't so bad. I finally found the golden idol. So everybody knows what's coming up next, right? I mean, a classic. It wouldn't be an Indiana Jones game without this stage. And I don't have a lot of advice here. Kind of stand back like this a little bit and then wait for the boulder and then run. that way, and jump up hills, and you'll gain a little bit of speed. That way you have a little bit of time to react to like what's about to happen, but not much. You kind of just have to trial and error this stage a lot. Hopefully I can do it without dying, because it's a lot cooler. There is like a checkpoint, but it would just be cool if I could do it in one run. Problem is I'm not too terribly familiar with it. Up here at the top of the hill, no. That's okay. If I gotta get hit, I'd prefer to get bounced forward and not back. And there should be another one right there, and I think that's it. Yeah, it's the end of the thing. Cool. Dr. Jones, we have intercepted a secret communique from Cairo to Berlin. Communique? Speak English, son. The girl had I love you written on her eyelids. The Nazis are searching for the lost art. And of course, I'm sure everybody's heard the story that Indiana Jones really should have just let the Nazis have the Ark, considering what happens. Should have just let Hitler open that shit. They believe it is hidden in the lost city of Tunis near Cairo. But I think Indy did the right thing, because first of all, he didn't necessarily know that was going to happen. A French archaeologist is helping them. His name is René Belloc. I know him. That's what he's going to say. I know Belloc. He stole the golden idol I found in South America. That son of a bitch. Start the plane. Start the plane. You need to talk to Marion Ravenwood. Her father knew all about the Ark. Plus, you just want the Ark, because it belongs in a museum. Or a giant crate in a mysterious warehouse that they most definitely should not have gone back to in the fifth one. The fifth movie, the fourth one, is so bad. We think Miss Ravenwood works for the Nazis. Such a bad movie with the aliens and shit, man. God, I refuse to acknowledge it exists. Marion, never. I will fly to Nepal and visit her. She can tell us more. He gets married and stuff. They just ruined everything that Indiana Jones was about. Indiana Jones was about religion and stuff, not sci-fi aliens. But that's a password. So that's where we're going to call the video. We're going to watch the iconic Indiana Jones travel scene, though. Nepal. All right. Well, that's it, guys. Until next time, Indiana Jones' Greatest Adventures. I hope y'all enjoyed watching. I enjoyed playing. I'll see you then. Goodbye. Welcome back to another episode of Indiana Jones' Greatest Adventures. Let's go. This is stage 2. We are on our way to Marion's Bar in the mountains of Nepal, if I remember correctly, where Marion is in the progress of having a drinking contest where she literally drinks a man under the table. And that's not an exaggeration. I'm using literally correctly in this sense. She literally drinks a man to the point where he falls out of his chair and under the table. Which is kind of interesting because, one, she never seems drunk in the movie no matter how much she drank. And two, because they do get in a fist fight after that. But number two, more importantly, is I didn't start drinking in life until later, 18 or 19 years old or so. And when it came time to take my first shot, I didn't really know what to do, and socially, I didn't really know how to take a shot, if that makes any sense. The first time you do anything, there's always some reservations, about if you're going to do it wrong or look like a fool doing it. And I didn't want to look like an idiot in front of everybody at the party or whatnot. So when it came time to take my first shot, I thought back to that very scene in this movie. And to this day, I still take shots exactly the same way. So because it's a drinking contest, these snowballs don't hurt you, by the way. I just take the hit so that they go away. If you try to jump over them, you'll oftentimes jump into bullets. It's just better to walk into the snowball, be slightly annoyed. And this guy, kind of a pain in the ass, so you could just jump behind him. But because it's a drinking contest, what they do is they take the shot with no chaser. And you can keep going. I'll show you a little secret here. You can fall and push to the left. Look at that. Look at that. Look at all those goodies. And to get across the gap, there's a little nipple. And again, this bridge falls. And you can swing across. You can see the nipple there on the platform, but I'm not going to swing. I'm going to roll because I think it's cooler. How about that for some Indiana Jones shit? But anyways, like I was saying, back to my story. They take the shot, and then to show that there's no alcohol in the cup, no chaser, they take the shot, and then they turn the cup upside down and slam it on the table. If any alcohol is left in the cup, it'll spill out onto the table. So when I had to take my first shot, I thought back to that scene, and that's exactly how I did it. And in fact, to this very day, on the rare occasion I take a shot, I take it exactly like that, for no reason other than the fact that I've seen it in Raiders of the Lost Ark. But I don't drink much these days. I would suggest you don't ever drink. Drinking's bad news, man. Like 90% of the shit that I regret in my life I did because I was drunk. And what you don't realize is that it's a depressant, man. It's a downer. You know, people will tell you that, but like it really is. It's only fun for a little while. And I won't rag on that too much, man. You can explore this bar. Whoa. You can go to the left and the right. But the fire's rising, and it rises kind of quickly, and it's pretty unforgiving. It's not one-hit kill, but if you land in the fire, you're pretty much dead. And there's not really much to explore. Like, there's not much to the left or the right. So it's kind of not worth it. You know, some Donkey Kong flaming barrels to avoid. Apparently there's a giant ape upstairs. But otherwise, it's just more gold balls, maybe the occasional, like, gun or whip. Especially here. You know, like, it's just too far to go. So we'll just do like a little thing. But you can see that there was a one up there that I kind of missed. Whatever. I don't deem it worth the adventure, worth the time. If the fire was a little bit slower, maybe. But otherwise, it's just junk. Huh, never understood that. This is a little bit tricky at first. You can see that it stops here, so what you gotta do is you gotta punch it, and then it bounces down the stairs, and then you gotta push it up the stairs so that you can jump on it. That took me a little bit of time to figure out. It's not too painfully obvious the first time you play the game. And again, I'll show you. See, not much. I kind of just sort of wasted my time going over there. And I'll do that again when I get up here. There's just some, like, gold balls and a pile if you're into points or whatever. But you can see how quickly the fire catches up. This is the boss, though. Now you want to be careful at the boss because this floor right to my right there does fall out from underneath you. Otherwise, I suggest you just kind of whip around like this. I whip my hair back and forth. I whip my hair back and forth. I don't really have a strategy for this guy. I'm just kind of winging it. He throws bouncing boomerangs or whatever. Otherwise, not too terribly difficult. He just runs off like a coward. And Marion has the necklace. She has the pendant. That's what we came here for. Well, Jones, at least you haven't forgotten how to show a lady a good time. You will need this medallion to find the lost Ark. In Cairo, someone will be able to read the inscriptions on the medallion. Find him. And away we go. That's another password. So we're going to call the video again here. But we'll watch the journey. The Indiana Jones iconic airplane flight to Egypt. So that's it. Until the next time, everybody, I hope you enjoyed watching. I enjoyed playing. I'll see you in the next adventure of Raiders of the Lost Ark. Until then, goodbye. Welcome back to another episode of Indiana Jones Greatest Adventures on the Super Nintendo. We are in the streets of Egypt, and this stage is a little bit maze-like. A lot of enemies, not my favorite stage. Kind of difficult at first. I got lost a lot. Probably didn't help that I always try to play this game while like I'm watching TV or something. I recorded a bunch of Alien Nation TV show episodes. You could punch this guy, I thought. There you go. Yeah, we can kill that guy. You don't have to. You can run right by him, but I just like to because he's an annoying jerk. And anyways, I've been watching the TV show. I recorded it because I thought it would, be nostalgic and funny. But I was kind of getting into it, man. It's like a buddy detective show, where they have to solve the big mystery. But with an alien. So. Make it that way you will. It's not a good show. It's just I had like 6 of them recorded, and really if you watch like 6 of anything back to back, you're eventually gonna like it. Stupid rats, man. Rats are like the worst enemy in every single video game ever, and they were in all of these games back then. Just annoying. I can kill them with the gun, but you can't kill them with the whip. Which is kind of crazy if you think about it. We are going to swing back and forth and kill this guy, though. Yeah, how cool is that? It seems almost like more like animal abuse to shoot a rat. Well, maybe not. I was going to say than it is to whip him. Whipping him's pretty harsh. And apparently he heard about all the horrible things I was going to do to him just now, so he ran away. He just removed himself from the planet. We gotta watch out for this guy. I like these little hallways back here with the depth, and you can see all the way through to the background. I mean, it's a simple trick, but it's neat. Now this guy here is a jerk. The thing about that guy there is that not only does he jump around and usually get you, but like if you walk off the screen, he comes back. In fact, a lot of these things, like if I were to push this this jar all the way to the wall there, as soon as I leave the screen, like that jar probably still isn't down there. You don't have to go very far for it to unload itself. And that's one of the early struggles with the stage, is that like when you're trying to get good at these jumps and figure out where to go, you have to push the barrel, because every time you mess up a jump, you got to go back and get the jar and then push it again. Sometimes even enemies do it, especially the guy with the sword. And here's was a little tricky. You don't want to go down there. That's where I was. You have to jump rooftop to rooftop. So I hate to say maze-like, because it's not, it wasn't too terribly difficult to figure out. In fact, it's almost kind of obvious, but if you're a little distracted watching early 90s or late 80s alien cop buddy shows, you make mistakes. This was also another part I didn't understand. So although I have the whip selected and I can switch over to the gun, I can't punch. Well, I can if I hit the bumpers. You can always punch with the bumper, and you have to punch those jars off the edge. You can't whip them. You have to punch them. It took me a little bit of time to figure out I could still punch. And there is a guy right there. Ugh. That's okay. We're gonna not kill that guy if we can. Alright, and then up here, and then watch out for Mr. Sword. He's an annoying jerk, and I know what a lot of you Indiana Jones fans are probably thinking, but I'll tell you right now, you're wrong. That guy with the sword is not who you think it is. Kill the monkey. Kind of looks like the monkey from Aladdin, Now this is a weird thing. You can swing on this jar. I couldn't on the other one, but you can on that one. And if you do it right, you can get all of those little gold coins. I still don't know what they are. Pendants, medallions, whatever. And also look at this dude in the front row. You see how like I'm standing above this guy, sort of looks like he has a mohawk? And then like I'm standing above this dude with like the hat and glasses and the mustache. Okay, what is this thing that I'm standing on? It's totally a guy, right? With like a mustache or something, but how? The mustache is like kind of coming out of his right eyeball. I guess his left. I don't know, man. I can't figure out what that is. I assume it's supposed to be a person with a mustache, but his face is just all sorts of jacked up. In my distraction, I totally forgot about that guy. This is another area that's a little bit tricky. You have to swing up here and then bounce off the awning, and you just barely make it to reach this guy. I'm gonna kill him because he's annoying. And then from here, there you go. And those jumps are a little tight. You don't have a lot of wiggle room there. And the platforming is kind of tight. The graphics are real good, but the platforming is stiff because of that. I think I can go down there. Yeah, I totally can. And this is why that guy wasn't who you thought it was. So if you don't know, this is a reference to the movie. And he doesn't do anything. You can stand here all day long. Guy thinks he's cool with the sword, but you just shoot him with a gun. Now this stage is a little neat. We gotta chase after good thing that you could just hold down the shoot button. Okay, so that wasn't great. Hopefully we don't die. All right, and then we got to jump on the cart just in time. And if you're right here, hopefully I'm not. And then you could just duck and punch the shit out of this guy. He might get you once or twice, but you should get him. And watch out because you can get knocked off the cart. Ooh, that's the end of that. That's not the end of the stage, but that's about where I'm going to call it the video because we get a story. The Well of Souls is located near a German dig site outside of Cairo. This is a warning not to disturb the Lost Ark. Ooh, spooky. Now you think you'd get a password here, but you don't. But I'm still going to call the video because I think it's a good place to stop this time. And in the next stage, we will do the city stage again, but this time at night. So until then, I hope you enjoyed watching. I enjoyed playing. Good night. Welcome back to Indiana Jones' Greatest Adventures on the Super Nintendo. So first and foremost, there's a heart. You can't get it from down here, but you can swing on a little wooden platform over here, a little wooden peg to get back up there. But I don't know why you would, because those rats respawn. And you almost risk, because you can't kill the rats with the whip. And they're kind of a pain in the ass to avoid, because they just sort of turn around wherever. You know, they have like a set pattern, but there's no like real marker. I forget what other game I played where they did that. But here it is. Here's the peg. I'm not going to do it. It's not worth it. You can kill this guy too, but he's pretty easy to run underneath. If you want to kill him, you just got to stand... Son of a bitch. Getting shot is kind of a big deal. I'm probably going to die in this stage. And it's not because of the dude shooting me or the rats, although they're super annoying. It's because of these guys. See, I can't get him from here, and when I move, he does that shit. So it's like, I don't know. I mean, there's kind of a way to avoid him, but nothing good. The trick there is what I found is to just jump and jump over him. I'm kind of losing my concentration here. We're going to kick the shit out of this guy because screw this guy. You know, what's his deal anyways? I'm just trying to get through town. I understand the Nazi soldiers, but that dude, he's just like a guy that lives here and he's just like hanging out of his window. He hates me so much. He's throwing his own dishes out the window trying to kill me. God damn it. I keep forgetting to jump over those guys. And the background, did you see that background? Background's sick. Also the music. The music is on point in this stage. I'm gonna creep because I'm just not doing well at all with any of these guys. Yeah, so we're gonna die. I figured I was gonna die in this stage anyways. Stupid rats. But I didn't want to die here. I think I can make it to where I don't mind dying. I can jump. Indiana Jones is not very nimble. We gotta switch to the whip, make a swing. So like this is kind of a scary part. So if I'm shooting, if I'm walking and I shoot, I can continue to walk and shoot, right? But once I stop, now I can't walk anymore. So, excuse me. It's really aggravating. Okay, so I think this is where I'm gonna die. I was gonna die here anyway, so not a big deal. I was kind of hoping to do a little better. I have made it through this area without dying before, but it's pretty rare. Which is a real shame to die here, because this is pretty much the end of the stage.
Let's go.
Okay, one down. There's gonna be this guy. We're just gonna go and go and go. All right, and then there's gonna be 2 soldiers shooting, and these soldiers aren't such a big deal, but Indiana Jones, getting him to duck with the gun versus shooting at an angle, I don't know, it doesn't, I'm not very good at it. I want to blame the game. I'm pretty sure it's the game's fault, but it could be me, my fat thumbs on the controller. Now we're actually at the dig site itself. Not such a difficult stage. You just gotta watch out for the birds. And the birds aren't such a pain in the ass in this stage, but there's gonna be another level coming up where the birds are just obnoxious. So we're gonna avoid the mine cart. And now we'll do a cool Indiana Jones roll there. You don't have to, I just like to. And again, watch out for the bird. There's lots of hearts in this stage, so I don't really struggle too much here. I find this to be one of the easier levels. Especially down below. There's lots of ways to get there, but none is really any more important than the other. But especially down below, sometimes there's like 2 or 3 hearts in a row. Like I think right below me there are like 2 or 3 hearts. Aw. Thought I was safe from the mine cart, you know what I mean? Come here, bird. Yeah, see, look at those hearts galore, man. Alright, come here. We just take a blind leap of faith there. See, here's some more hearts. If you were one to like collect points and stuff, those hearts would be more necessary, but that's really it, man. It's a super easy stage. And it's not a password, again. But, Indy, we have found the Well of Souls. What a shot. I love that shot. There's one in Crystal Skull that's really cool like this too at the end, but Crystal Skull is such a shit movie that I hate to give it any credit at all. This must be the place where the Ark is hidden. It must be. And we don't get a password because Indy doesn't travel. You only get a password when you like get in your airplane and fly away. But this is the temple where the Ark is buried. But because we got a cutscene, I'm going to call it here, and we will do the last 2 stages in the next video. So maybe there's 2 more videos in Raiders of the Lost Ark? I can't remember. We're almost done with Raiders, but we'll continue it in the next video. So until then, as always, I hope you enjoyed watching. I enjoyed playing. Until then, guys, goodbye. Welcome back to another episode of Indiana Jones' Greatest Adventures for the Super Nintendo, and I'm gonna punch through this wall because I'm a total badass. Yeah, take that. If you've never punched your way through a stone wall, I don't know what to say about you. Man card revoked. We are on our way to the bottom of the Egyptian temple where the Ark is buried. And not really too difficult. This area is kind of big, and there's like at first it feels like there's a lot of ways to go. There's a lot of like dead ends with like stuff, hearts, grenades. I almost never use grenades. I'm not even sure how. There you go. There's a grenade for you. Kills everybody on screen. Mainly what you want to do is just sort of go to the bottom. Like here, I'll go over here to the right. I'll show you. See, there's like a heart. Usually there's a Nazi there. Maybe I got him with the grenade. You really just sort of want to go down, and I believe to the left, but just down to the bottom. You're trying to get to the bottom of the temple. And there's no fall damage, so feel free to just take blind leaps of faith. If you get unlucky and you land on a bat or an enemy soldier, that's okay. As you can see, there are plenty of hearts. What I do want to point out, though, is the background. I'm totally digging just the tons of like skeletons and shit and the spider webs. And my favorite part, although game-wise, my least favorite part, because anything that's one-hit kill always sucks, but the snakes. I do like how there are snakes. It has to be snakes. If you're unfamiliar with the movies, Indiana Jones, it's like his biggest fear, which we learn about in The Last Crusade. I had to think of the name of the movie. See, again, you can keep going over here to the left, and you can start climbing up and stuff, you know, like what's up there, but who gives a shit? You want to go down. Point collectors, feel free to go wherever the hell you want, but... Oh, see, no fall damage, so you're good. You just miss out on some goodies, but that's alright. And you'll see there's like dead ends on one side or the other, so if you go all the way to the bottom and you hit a dead end, just go the other direction. I kind of forgot what I was saying. We are working our way towards the end. I mean, just look at that. Look at those skeletons, mans, back there. I love skeletons. Hate rats in video games, love skeletons. I do like the snakes, though. Like I was saying, the snakes are one-hit kill, and I think that's like a cool way. You know, like in another video game, they would be spikes, but here there's snakes. The only issue is there's a little bit of a knockback effect if you're not careful with the bats. And like I was saying in other videos, Indiana Jones is not very nimble. So, God, platform jumping can be... As you can see, platform jumping can be a little bit, it's a little bit sticky. Indiana Jones is like that good weed. He's just got a little bit stick to him. And also, again, I've never replaced my controller, man. If you've seen other videos, you've heard me bitch about it for months now. At the right on my D-pad is sort of jacked. And again, I can't kill this stupid fucking rat. Oh, it's 2 hits? Really? Alright. And there it is. There's the Ark. Yay! Stage down. We found it. It was nice of them to make the Ark so golden and attractive. Dr. Jones, what are you doing in such a nasty place? Oh no, I've been double-crossed. Once again, what was briefly yours is now mine, which is a reference to Marion the first time, I believe, or maybe the pendant. Can't remember. I'm afraid we must be going now, Dr. Jones. Our prize is awaited in Berlin. Is that how you say that? Our prize is awaited in Berlin? I guess. Before the Führer takes possession of the Ark, I will experience the powers of God. We will open the treasure on a German base in the Mediterranean, and I don't know why I told you that. I should not have told you that. That was information you did not need to know. Although that was a cutscene, I am going to play another stage. It works out evenly that if I do 2 stages here, then there's 2 stages, well, a stage and a half to end the game. Anyway, so basically what's happened is I got the Ark, and then I found out I was crossed. They've taken the Ark, and they left me in the temple to die with the snakes. And it's a really cool scene in the movie. Because, you know, Indy has to find his way out, and he gets to, like, knock over some cool statues and shit. He gets to do his Indiana Jones movie thing. But here, similar to how you wanted to go down previously, now you want to go up. And it is not the same stage. It's not the same level design. I don't think. Maybe it is. I don't feel like it is. It makes no sense that there are Nazis in here, though. It didn't really make much sense that there were Nazis in here to begin with, because why would they try to stop me from getting the Ark? They actually want me to get the Ark, and I never noticed it got dark like that before. You know, so there shouldn't have been any Nazi soldiers to begin with. They should have encouraged me to find the Ark so that they could steal it once I got it. That's the whole idea. They want me to do the dirty work. But it definitely doesn't make any sense that there's any Nazi soldiers in here now, because, like, what did they do? Did they bury them in here with me? I mean, that's pretty fucked up. 1 Mississippi, 2 Mississippi. Oh, mistimed that. 1 Mississippi, 2 Mississippi. All right. 1 Mississippi, 2 Mississippi. There we go. And again, 1 Mississippi, 2 Mississippi. Yay! Not too tough. Ooh, spooky. Did you see that? They threw like a skeleton man's at me. I don't know who did that, though. Ugh. Is there like a mummy back there or something, and he's just like been waiting? He's like, finally, after 400,000 years, I get my chance to throw my skeleton man's buddy at him. And then he misses, you know? And he's like, oh, what a wasted life. Even if he would have got me, you know, it wouldn't have killed me. It would have just like slightly annoyed me. It's like waiting 4,000 years to hit somebody with a spitball. Like, I am the worst bully ever. See, like, that guy got me, you know what I mean? I'm just like, whatever, bro. Psh, ain't no thing, you know what I mean? I'm Indiana Jones. The snakes are a bigger threat, and they are here. Because if you're not right on the edge... These are Bill Cosby jumps. Oh, and that's the end of the stage. That's it. Another video down. They should put C-3PO. If you've never seen the movie, C-3PO and R2-D2 are carved into the wall. But that is a password, so this isn't into the video stage or whatever. We're going to call it here, and in the next video, we will beat the Raiders of the Lost Ark section of the video game, so stick around. It's a really cool game. It's not very difficult. I can't say I'm having a lot of fun game-wise, but I am having a lot of fun because I get to relive Indiana Jones adventures. So until then, everybody, I hope you enjoyed watching. I enjoyed playing. I'll see you then. Goodbye. Welcome back to another episode of Indiana Jones' Greatest Adventures. Let's go on the Super Nintendo. And I absolutely love... Now look, here's a trick that I learned. We're just going to toss a grenade right off the fucking bat and kill all those birds. This is the last stage in the Raiders of the Lost Ark storyline. And kind of a pain in the ass, mainly because of these birds. They drop rocks on you. There's like a goddamn 100 of them. They don't respawn, which is the good news. So if you can take your time to kill them all, you're in good shape. But otherwise, pretty aggravating. I'm gonna turn down the music just a tad. It's driving me crazy a little bit. We're gonna get this grenade. We gotta watch out for the Nazi that's gonna respawn. The game has a bad habit of doing that. Like, sometimes the Nazi won't spawn at all, and then other times he, like, respawns. But I do want to point out this spotlight. I love this spotlight right there. That's like a key set piece from the ending of Raiders of the Lost Ark when they finally open the Ark. There's, like, all these big spotlights, and Indy and Marion are, like, tied up to a pole and stuff. This is one of the more annoying parts of the stage. Gotta jump because there's these fucking birds. See how many birds there are? Just all of them just waiting to drop rocks. And like I said in another video, Indy's not exactly the most nimble of characters. His agility could use some leveling up. It's a little stiff, and then especially here, because here they want you to do these like platform jumps with birds dropping rocks, so it's really worth it to go slow. God damn it. And of course they had to be asshole developers, you know, and put the bird just out of range. Really try your patience, you know. I mean, I don't blame them too much. This game has a lot to it. Like, it's got 3 movies worth of stages in it. You know, most games are based off just one movie or the other. So there's a lot that you do, and there's a decent amount of variety packed in here. Ooh, do you see them ninja skills? Do you see them ninja skills? So the fact that stages are short and, you know, they kind of tried to like add to the level by things like this, you know, putting lots of birds in or putting them just out of view is not something I blame them for. It's actually pretty good level design. They were pretty limited on resources, but that's it. That's the end. That's the very last stage of Raiders of the Lost Ark, but it's not the end of the movie. We have to fight the boss. And this is the final boss, and your whip is over here to the right. Now, he's not too difficult. You just sort of stand here and just whip the shit out of him. And usually... I'm not really sure what's happening here. Wow, that really sucks.
Let's go.
Okay, so I was a little thrown off there because usually you could just stand here like this. Huh. They don't want to do it now. I just got to avoid the spirits that come out of the ark. And watch, this guy jumps around. I don't know why this guy's jumping around. Like, that's not how it is at all in the movie. Really, you don't have to do anything in the movie. Just close your eyes. And that's it. That is the end of Raiders of the Lost Ark to Indiana Jones. I wish I had more tips on the boss. He's really not that difficult. Just stand there and whip him. Sometimes you can stand in one spot and just whip the shit out of him. But there it is. And the iconic ending scene with the warehouse. The United States government will keep the Ark for research. Which was a huge mistake to go back to this warehouse in Crystal Skull. Huge mistake. Should have never done it. Be assured, Dr. Jones, only top men will take care of it. Top men, I say. Top men. Harumph. The end. But don't get confused. That's not the end of the game. That's just the end of Raiders of the Lost Ark. Now we get to move on to my favorite Indiana Jones movies of all, Temple of Doom. And I don't give a fuck what anybody says on the internet, especially Reddit. Temple of Doom is the best Indiana Jones film. The best. Reddit can take its circle joke and choke on a bag of dicks or whatever. Here we go. Here we go. You guys ready for this? Indiana Jones and the Temple of Doom, which, if you don't know, is actually a prequel to Raiders of the Lost Ark. Shanghai, 1935. I love everything about this movie. Thank you for bringing me the remains of Nirachi, the first emperor of the Manchu dynasty. They should have changed the music to the song. The intro song to this movie's rad. I wished I could think of the lyrics, but I got this song playing, so I can't think of the tune. Too bad you drank the poison, Dr. Jones. I have the antidote. Try to catch it. I think it's like Anything Goes or something. Like women used to wear lots of clothes. Now they don't. Anything Goes or something. Anyways. We're going to call the video here Shanghai. Indiana Jones and the Temple of Doom. Favorite fucking movie ever. We're going to do it in the next video, though. So as always, I hope you enjoyed watching. I enjoyed playing. Good night, guys. Welcome back to another episode of Indiana Jones' Greatest Adventures on the Super Nintendo. This is the start to the Temple of Doom storyline, and you can see in the top there's a couple of Chinese guys, and they're trying to shoot me. I've been poisoned, and now I'm trying to make my way to the antidote, but the antidote keeps getting kicked around because of all of the chaos of the fight. Really, what you just got to sort of do is just run around and avoid duck behind pianos and tables and that guy. You got to be careful of the ice because it'll slip. The level itself is not very difficult, but it's kind of unforgiving. It's real easy to mess up and die. It's not necessarily one-shot kill. It's a lot like the fire in that, like, technically it's not one-shot kill, but you might as well view it that way because if you get hit, you're probably going to die. But we should be just about there. Like, there's the antidote on the right side of the screen. I'm just going to play it a little bit safe. Yay. I like the musical number that happens in the beginning of Temple of Doom. It takes place at Club Obi-Wan, which is a throwback to Star Wars, and whose name I can't think of right now. The Ghostbusters guy is the one that leads Indiana Jones to the airplane. Still can't think of his name on the spot. I'm really bad with names. But the musical number is always one of my favorites, and it's in a foreign language, so I can't remember exactly what the lyrics are, mainly because I can't think of the tune, but shit, I forgot about that. Well, that's okay. Well, we might as well do this. Can I make it? Nah, I can't make it. Off the roof of the car, do the circle. But it's something like people used to wear a lot of clothes or something, but now they can show more skin. Anything goes or something like that. It's really weird, but it's kind of catchy. This stage is kind of a pain in the ass, only because there's going to be some people that hang out of the windows here. I'll show you when we get to them. So duck here. And I guess we're getting close to the airplane. You cannot make this rooftop jump. You think you can, but you can't. So just sort of fall down. Now these guys here dropping wood, these guys really suck. They drop wood fairly quickly. But that's not what sucks about them. It's that later we're going to have to jump between them. And their hitbox is kind of odd. And there's not a lot of hearts in this stage, so if you want to do it without dying, you got to be real careful of how much damage you take throughout the course. So these guys here, right? So when they drop the wood can hurt you, and they themselves can hurt you, but only, like, their hitbox is weird. Like, they're going to drop the wood, and now, see, I jumped too late. But now I can go. Isn't that weird? There's like only a small frame where they won't hurt you. And it's almost immediately after they drop the wood, where you would think that it would be long after they drop the wood. It took me some experimenting with that. If you don't understand how the hitbox works, that's a tricky section to get through, because you think you're making good jumps, but you just keep getting knocked back. So this is pretty much the end of the stage, but we're going to go down. Hopefully I can do this. Oh, all right. Oh, I was going to say there should be a 1-up right here. There's the 1-up. We can't exit the stage down here. We got to climb our way back up to the top, but it's not a big deal because those guys luckily can only shoot straight, and we'll be attacking them from the bottom. I'm not sure why Chinese gangsters jump out of windows at you, but they do. Whoa. Whoa. That's also another problem that's going to become more prevalent in the game, especially like in later Temple of Doom stages. Son of a bitch. No, 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 no. We do not want to die right now. Okay, that's the last guy. Is that when you get hit, there is a bit of a knockback effect, and while it hasn't been a problem in the past, it will start to be a problem soon. If you're like in the air and you get hit, like you can't steer your direction, you just have to fall backwards, and you can fall a long way. But that's the password. That's the first 2 parts of Temple of Doom. And in the next stage, we are going to do the infamous raft ride, which you totally want to see because it's a pretty cool level. But as always, we're going to do that in the next video. So until then, I hope you enjoyed watching. I enjoyed playing. Goodbye. Welcome back to Indiana Jones' Greatest Adventures on the Super Nintendo. Suddenly, Indy's plane stalls. Lao She's pilots let out the fuel and left using parachutes. Or the only parachutes, it should specify. He, Indy, escapes the crashing plane riding a lifeboat, which was on board for water landings. Which is something people always complain about. Whenever you complain about like Crystal Skull or something, it's a common argument for people to say that this life raft scene, which by the way, how awesome is this stage? Is this cool or what? This is a mode 7. Which the Super Nintendo was infamous for. They say that this scene is every bit as dumb as the refrigerator scene in Crystal Skull, but I disagree because one, Mythbusters actually tested this and it did indeed work. I think to everybody's surprise, whoa, 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 the life raft actually did slow their descent and help. But you know, even if it didn't, the difference between this scene and the refrigerator scene to me is suspension of disbelief. In Temple of Doom, A life raft is full of air, balloons float, so it's not crazy to believe that a life raft would float, even if it wouldn't, but it actually does. But they also don't fly all the way to the ground, right? Like, because the airplane is already crashing. So they only fall, I mean, the movie makes it seem like a large distance, but it's not like thousands and thousands of feet. They also land at an angle on a mountain slope. They don't just like land on solid flat ground. And last but not least, they land on soft snow. And that's the end of that stage. I did really well that time. Where the difference is in Crystal Skull, the men from the palace came, stole the sacred Sankara stones, and kidnapped our children. Man, that guy always creeped me out. But the ending when they get all their kids back, it's so heartwarming. Please go to Pankot Palace and save our village, Dr. Jones. With Short Round, the same dude from Goonies. Shame he's not in the game. But anyways, the scene between the raft and the refrigerator in Crystal Skull is that the refrigerator, he gets in a hard refrigerator. Okay, so this stage is weird. And anyways, the refrigerator blasts straight up into the air from a nuclear explosion and then comes crashing down on the hard desert ground. And I just think that like that's different than a life raft full of air. But I'm running out of time, so I'm going to move on. So here, you have to, it's kind of like a maze. We have to push these statues, but it does matter what direction we push the statues. Right? If I push the statue to the right, I go into one room. But if I push the statue and enter from the left, I go into another room. And that's important. Because it took me a while to figure that out. So what we want to do, we're going to get some one-ups, and then I'll show you the right way through the palace. Now, fortunately, the good guys, or the bad guys, stay dead. We want to kill this guy. And I believe there's going to be a one-up over here, and we want to go for it. We want to get it. Yeah. Now, this isn't the way to the exit. We're just going this way because we want the one-up. We want to collect the lives. Push the statue from the left. And you can see that like we've kind of ended up, and a lot of the rooms look real similar, so it takes some trial and error to kind of figure out where you want to go. And I think there's another extra life somewhere. Maybe not. Hey, get back here. Come here, you son of a bitch. This was also a great scene in the movie because they eat monkey brains and like they cut open a snake and a bunch of babies come out because she was pregnant. Oh, it's so gross. I loved it as a kid. And then of course he finds the hidden passageway that takes him to the tunnel full of bugs, and then they find the room with the spiked ceiling trap. Oh man, what a rad movie. I can't believe people don't like it. Alright, so this is back where we started, right? This is the entrance room again. Temple of Doom's my favorite, man. Temple of Doom is my absolute favorite. It's just so exciting, start to finish. We want to go this way. We want to get this, and we want to push it to the left. Okay, I lied. Not yet. Nope. Ignore me. But we can roll into it, and we can slide it a little bit faster. We want to jump over this statue, and we want to enter it from the left. And this is the room. We want to go in that statue, but we want to go in from the left. So we got to go over here and get this and push it all the way to the right, to the left. Ooh, it's a good thing I'm not on Sesame Street, huh? That's your left or your right. That's, you know, it's one of those two. And then I think there's going to be another one up. So we're going to go get the extra mans. Yeah, and again, not the way to the exit, is the way to an extra life, though. And now I'm lost. I have no idea where I'm at, so I'm just going to sort of push statues until I get back to the beginning. Getting hit's not a huge deal here because there's a lot of life. There's hearts just sort of lying around everywhere. I guess mainly because you're going to be lost. Alright, so this is the way to the exit. So you want to push this statue to the right. You want to push this over to the right. And jump over this statue. and push it to the left. Now in this room, you want to go all the way over here to the right, get the statue, or get the pot, and push it over to the left. And jump over the statue and then enter into the right, like that. And we want to do the exact same thing in this room. And that's going to be the end. So it should be another short video. But I like to break my videos up logically, not based off time. Not bad, not bad. Not an exciting stage, not a very difficult one. Kind of cool though with the puzzle. I like how they push the limits, you know? They have a lot of material they have to cover in one game, and I think they did a pretty good job of being creative with what they had. But anyways, that's the end of that stage. We will go into the mines and start rescuing the children slaves in the next video. So until then, I'm sorry these videos are so short, but I hope you enjoyed watching. I enjoyed playing. Until next time, guys, goodbye. Indiana Jones' Greatest Adventures. Let's do it. Let's make a video, play the video games. We are in the infamous, the coolest scene in the damn movie, the sacrifice scene, man. Kali Ma, where he pulls the dude's heart out and holds it in his hand and it's still beating, and then it catches on fire as he lowers him into the lava. Super cool. Unfortunately, we don't get to see any of that in the Super Nintendo game because it would be way too graphic. But kinda, if you look in the background there, below this crazy statue who looks like he's got like just a raging hard-on for that pillar over there, down below, you'll see the people doing the sacrifice. Look, we're just gonna take the hit in the lava because sometimes the platforms just don't want to sync up, and I don't want to wait for them because I am too damn lazy. I'm in a hurry here. Yeah, there you go. There's a pretty good shot of the people doing the sacrifice. Kind of look like goat men, you know? Like centaurs and shit. That's what I see. People in bad centaur costumes. I should be able to get through this stage without dying. But some of the other stages are going to get me. You would think that this falling lava would be super dangerous. But it is, strangely, it is not. Only the lava that shoots out in pillars like that. And how would that even happen? You know, like what's happening there to cause that to be a thing? Is that like a special thing that they installed? Is that the work of Kali Ma? Kali Ma, pillar of fire. It's whatever. It'd be romantic if you were like a fire monster. You know, I'll bring my fire girlfriend over. We'll hang out under the waterfall. We'll make out. I'll brush the flames out of her hair. Touch her scarred face, give her a skin graft, you know, we'll do the whole 9 yards. What's up? Call me, girls. Hey, I'm single. Holla. All right, I think we can make this one. No, we can't make this one. How stupid must he feel right now, you know, just standing here on this platform, moving back and forth. We can make that one because it's coming at us. Boo, you can't see me behind the waterfall, motherfucker. Smash that motherfucking like button, bitches. I don't know, that's just the thing I hear people say. Oh, we're going to toss a grenade here because screw that guy. That guy's a dick. That's his job. He's like super dick. And here, roll far over to the right so that you can get past that there bat. You want to pass that bat. We're almost done with this stage already. It's been a blast. This is the last part. This stage can be a little bit difficult the first time you play it, man. I struggled here because there's just like a lot of bats and a lot of lava and a lot of fire pillars. It's just kind of a pain in the ass. It takes a little bit of practice to get used to them. We're going to get them done. We're going to wait for this one like right now. Oh, we timed that one just right. Sometimes you get unlucky, you know what I mean, and the platform just sort of moves into the fire pit, into the flame pillar, and there's just not a whole lot you can do about it. Just take the hit, you know. Just don't suck elsewhere. That's why you got a life bar. You got a life bar for a reason. Choose your spots where you want to suck. You know, don't suck in places like this. Hey, get over here. Get over here. This is a thuggy. That's their names. Thuggies were real people too. I didn't know that, and they were bad people. They used to like find people and tell them they were going to give them directions through the desert or whatever, and then they would just straight up rob and kill them and bury them and stuff. Thuggies are bad people. I think they were like old, like, you know, Constantinople days or something. I'm not entirely sure. I don't know shit about India. I worked with a dude that's from India once, man. He was a cool dude. His name was Rajesh, I think. Yeah, he was a cool dude, man. He was a smart guy. He knew an awful lot about SQL Server, which is a database thing for computer programmers. But, you know, there was a moment in time, though. Well, son of a bitch, we're just going, because this is the end of the stage anyways.
Get all these hearts, fill up the life, exit the thing. I was going to tell you the whole thing about my work, but nobody wants to hear that shit. Ain't nobody got time for none of that. Cash me outside, know what I mean? How many memes can I drop? Oh shit. Soon we will have all 5 Sankara stones and Kali Ma will rule the world. Which sounds fucking awesome, by the way. Kali Ma ruling the world, probably not a good thing, but it sounds like it's cool. You don't believe me, Dr. Jones, but you will be a true believer. In the movie, they poison him, and he does this whole like shirtless poison thing, you know, and then Short Round has to wake him up by burning him with a candle. And then he gets burnt, and he gets woken up by a candle, and then he goes and he frees all the slave kids working in the mine. And they're working in the mine because I believe they're looking for the stone. Shit, and I'm fucking up. I might die in this stage. I gotta calm down, take this one a little bit more seriously, because this stage is kind of a bitch. Alright, because there's like a lot of bats, and really it's these damn fallen rocks. Yeah, here's a kid working right here. I'm gonna whip the shit out of him. Work faster, you little fuck. That's not nice. I'm gonna rescue him. Kind of ironic though that you can't the guy was coming up behind me. I was like the slowest, you know, like slowest attack, like I'm gonna get you, I'm coming. You don't stand a chance. You just wait right there like 15 or 20 more seconds. I'll be there. Ah, shit. Fucking move, bat. What the fuck, man? The bat just like moved in. He's just like, no, I live here now. Shit, normally I don't go for this heart, but we'll go for it. And I still got gotted. That's all right. I don't know if you lose the same amount you get in a heart. These rocks, man, because they break and they scatter like this, and that's why they suck, and they drop kind of frequently. But they're pretty, and I guess they knew it. I guess they knew that their rock pooping was a little off, because they dropped a lot of hearts. Instead of just making the rocks drop less frequently, you know, which would have been the correct fix. They were just like, nah, fuck it. Leave the broken mechanic in, just add more life. People will love it. They were wrong. Actually, I don't hate this game. I don't love this game either. I love this game because it's Indiana Jones, and like it's really cool to like play through these movie scenes and shit, you know, like they've done a good job creating everything. Like in the background, the cool water tower. Yeah. In the fucking movie, man, they knock that shit over and Indiana Jones has to run from a big wall of water. So, like, I think that's cool, you know? I think the graphics are cool. Like, I do feel like I'm playing stages from a Temple of Doom game. But I can't really necessarily say that it's fun, you know? It just sort of is what it is. Like, yeah, it's a game, you know? I'm meh about it. Yeah, so see here, we're gonna try to get this heart, but I always get fucked up. Ugh, dude, climb the fucking thing. See, like, I think that was a wash. This is probably one of the harder parts of the stage. Now, over here, I gotta swing with my whip, but I gotta avoid the fucking poop and rock thing. Yeah, I did it. Look at that. A little bit more tricky than it seems, mainly because the control is kind of tight. And then that, you know, what a bunch of shit. Fucking die, bat, die. Alright, now here, a lot of rocks fall, but if you creep, they'll only drop once. You know, and they'll drop safe distances away like that. So that's what we're going to do. We're just going to kind of like inch our way along. Oh, yeah, there's one. Pick up the kid. You don't have to rescue all the kids. Oh, that backfired. Alright, look, there's a grenade right here, so we're just going to throw a grenade. You know what I mean? I should use grenades more frequently. I'm really bad in video games like that. They give you all these like special weapons like rocket launchers and shit, and then I never use them because I'm like, well, maybe I'm going to need it later. And then I beat the whole fucking game without ever using the rocket launcher. And I'm like, man, that game was hard. And the people are like, you should have used the fucking rocket launcher, you moron. And I'm like, shut up. You're not my dad. You can't tell me what to do. Sometimes it is my dad, you know, and then I'm like, oh, well, you know, oh, yeah, I want to use a grenade. Oh, I can blow myself up with my own grenades? That I did not know. That's new. That's new information to me. You got to be careful, because see, here, I got to jump through the floor, and I thought I needed to jump through the floor back there, but nah, it's here. Here you got to jump down. Got down jump. Down jumping, which isn't, how would you do that in real life? I guess you'd have to just like jump over the edge, you know? But it'd just be crazy if I could just like jump through the floor right now. I'd be like, peace, bitches, I'm out. You know what I mean? Just boom, out this bitch, just right through the floor I go. You just end up like in a blue void. You're like, I wasn't supposed to be here. And then you like spaz out and your arms grow 30 feet and then you just like launch yourself into the air and you land somewhere else, you know, like, oh, I'm in Chicago now. That's the end of the stage, though, and of course we're going to do this in 2 stage sections because that seems to be a good even way to break up the game. So although this is the next stage, and it's really fucking cool looking, and it's the best scene in Temple of Doom, well, the second best scene. Obviously the best scene is the human sacrifice with the flaming, still beating heart, but this mine chase scene is also really rad. We're going to do it in another video. I know that these videos are short, but if I break them up every 2 stages, it works its way out. The next video will have 2 more stages, and it'll be the end of Temple of Doom. So we're going to do it in the next video. So until then, as always, I hope you enjoyed watching because I enjoyed playing. Goodbye. Indiana Jones' Greatest Adventures on the Super Nintendo. This is a Temple of Doom stage where we are doing the minecart chase scene, which is a great scene in the movie, but a super shitty scene in the video game. And that's because I have to shoot these levers, or levers, whatever you want to call them, to switch tracks so I don't collide into a dead end. Which wouldn't be a big deal, but the hit detection on the levers is basically bullshit. And that was really fucking close. The second reason is, if I can get a chance to show you, is that the shooting is delayed. Extremely delayed. Did you hear me hit the button and then see how long it took for a shot to pop off? Yeah, now the second problem is that when you shoot the levers, you can shoot them twice and they will go back into their original position. So while I can just hold down the button and just shoot these dudes to death here, I can't shoot the lever more than once or I'll fuck myself over. So when you see a lever, you gotta stop shooting, you gotta aim up your target, pull off one good shot, but you got to take into account that there's, for some reason, a strange amount of delay. So a super shitty stage, we just want it to end here. I want to shoot all these thuggies and be done with it, but it looks cool. It uses mode 7, which was a background layer that the hardware allowed the developers to like turn so that you could get the feeling of depth, and also it made me feel funny, like when we used to climb the rope in gym class. I don't know why I told you that, but I did, you know, it's fine. Oh, it's the end of the stage, woo! Woo! Not a huge fan of that one. And then what we're going to do here is we're going to fight the boss. And this boss is kind of a jerk, right? Because the bridge is going to fall out from underneath me, so we're going to have to roll up on him, and we're going to have to play some, like, jumping, like boink, and then we got to jump back, and then we got to be boink, and then we got to jump back, and then we got to jump, and 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 we got to jump. We pretty much just got to do this, and I got a good pattern going here. If you stand on a platform too long, the bridge will fall out from underneath you, and it totally fucking sucks. But yo, I beat it. That's Temple of Doom. We're going to see the end credits, but don't go anywhere, because there's another game. Here is the Sacred Sankara Stone. I'm young and handsome and attractive. I don't have a man crush on Harrison Ford. I mean, so what if I do? What are you going to do about it? Do something about it. Hey, you know what I mean? I'm walking. You brought life back to our village. Yeah, damn right I did. Saved all your kids, too. You can see all the people cheering. Kind of looks like a hook, like a bunch of meat hooks in the background, but it's really people like raising their hands to the sky. Now, do you see the magic of the stone? I do. I do. That's why, you know, the Alien movie sucked. Yes, I understand its powers now. That's because Indiana Jones was about religion, and in the movies, the religion was real. You know, the Ark had magic powers, the rocks had magic powers, but then you get to fucking Crystal Skull, and it's just like, we're a bunch of headless aliens, and we can still live and survive and talk through our brains, even though we don't have any heads. Kind of a weird movie. Temple of Doom's the best, though. You should watch Temple of Doom, and you should watch the behind the scenes to see how they did the minecart thing. Apparently, I'm going to have to hit a button, but I'm scared. I don't want to skip nothing. We're going to hit the button. See what happens, because the behind the scenes is fucking awesome. Oh, it's the end. It's the end, but don't go anywhere, because now we get to do the Last Crusade, which a lot of people say is their favorite, but I think those people are crazy. You like the comedy one more than the one where they rip out a guy's still beating heart? You maniacs. But the behind the scenes of the minecart chase is awesome because they used practical effects, because computers and shit weren't really around like that back then, but they built like these little tiny models, and they had like this little tiny race car thing. It's so cool, you should check it out. What a cool job that must be. I'm gonna hit more buttons. There we go. bum, ba-da-dum-bum, bum, ba-da-dum-bum. Indiana Jones and the Last Crusade, San Francisco. Ooh, mysterious. 1938. Please come with us, Dr. Jones. Somebody wants to see you. Also spooky. Nowadays, I would be really concerned. I'd be like, holy shit, it's not good. Bunch of dudes in fedoras probably gonna want to take me to their vape place. You want to see my samurai swords, milady? I've hired a man to search for the Holy Grail. Now he is missing. Oh no. Yeah, Indiana Jones, it's like, what the fuck is this shit? You know, he's like throwing dice, he's rolling bones. He's like, 7 motherfucker, pay up, bitch. Find the man and you will find the Grail. I got nothing on that. Nothing. Sounds like there's a joke there, I just don't know what it is, you know what I mean? I got the Holy Grail for you. It's in my pants. It's what she said. She didn't say none of those things. Why don't you try my father? He's the real expert on the Grail. Dun 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 dun. I don't know how long these things stay up. Like, I don't want to hit a button. Okay, there it goes. We already have. Your father is the man who disappeared. Well, why didn't you just say that? You know what I mean? Why you gotta be all mysterious about it? Be like, ooh, we hired a guy and then he disappeared. By the way, did I mention that that guy's the one that created you? He gave you life. He was seen for the last time in the catacombs underneath the Italian city of Venice, which is a serious fucking thing, man. You ever seen As Above, As Below or whatever? Oh, what a fucking cool movie. It's not even that great of a horror movie, but like, dude, I'm kind of like claustrophobic like that. It really freaked me out. I love that movie. Your father searched for the Grail together with the Austrian archaeologist Dr. Elsa Schneider. No relation to Rob Schneider. Who is the paperclip? I'm the animal. I like Rob Schneider movies. They're stupid funny, especially the Gigolo one. Probably she can tell you more about his disappearance. Meet her in Venice. I mean, if he was in the catacombs with her when he disappeared, why didn't she disappear as well? I guess it's what I gotta do. I gotta go ask her. Anyways, this is The Last Crusade. It's the start, but we're not gonna do the video this time because it's a password scene, and you know how we do's. But we're gonna go from San Francisco to New York. Then we caught like a fucking jet pilot. Look at that, man. We're hauling ass across the ocean to Azores. Everybody always wants to go to Azores, right? There we go. To Venice. You guys ever been to Venice? I actually have been there before. Really lovely place. The Mediterranean is absolutely gorgeous. But anyways, I'm going to call the video here because it's a password scene and we will start the Last Crusade stages in the next video. So until then, I hope you enjoyed watching. I enjoyed playing. Goodbye. Indiana Jones Greatest Adventures for the Super Nintendo. This is Rats. We get a special little talking thing there. This is what am I playing? The Last Crusade. It's kind of a weird stage. You got to duck from the fire. You don't really get a lot of time to know when the fire is coming though, so you just got to slowly learn. Trial and error, if you will. Otherwise, not too terribly difficult a stage, although this guy's a bit annoying. And jumping and jumping and ducking. The background does flash a little brighter, and you do get to hear like a low rumble of flames like that right before it happens, but generally speaking, you just sort of duck anytime there's like a place to duck. These guys. Probably best taken out with grenades, but I'm not too terribly worried about it right now. Although this one we are most definitely going to take out with a grenade. Otherwise, he hits you and he knocks you back into the water and you die. And that's the end of that stage. Nothing too crazy with that one. This is the stage that takes a little longer. This inscription says, "The Holy Grail lies in Alexandria." Did I say that right? I was going to say Alexandria, but that's not what it says. That's what I get for assuming it makes an ass out of you. But first, I have to find my father. Does it also say that? Whoever finds this, the Grail is in Alexandria, also finds your father. I know where your father is being kept. In a castle, which is fucking cool. I mean, I don't ever want to be kidnapped, but if I do get kidnapped, I want to be held in a castle. The Nazis are holding him in Castle Brunwald near Salzburg in Austria. Everything in Austria sounds like food. Brunwald does not sound very good. Salzburg, you know what I mean? Like, oh, I'll take the Salzburg steak. Is that a thing? Sounds like it would be a thing. Let's go. Rats. They should have had one for snakes, really, if they had one for rats. Turn this down just a bit. So this video is going to post on Monday. All right, this guy we can whip. Normally you want to kill these guys with grenades, but we can whip this dude. Whoa. Okay. Maybe we're getting cheated there. Have to play it careful. There's a lot of life here, but this stage can still fuck you up. There's also a lot of Nazi guards and a lot of people shooting guns. But the big dudes are probably the biggest threat. Also, you'll notice in the background, I gotta pause it, it's X's on the flags and not swastikas. Should be swastikas. I mean, I guess I get why they censored it, but at the same time, oh, damn, I hope that heart stays there. At the same time, like, I kind of don't get why they censored it, you know what I mean? People are too sensitive about things like that, I think. Like, I get it, you know, man, that it's like a really bad thing and they were like really awful people, but like, I don't know, it's history. I guess it's a Super Nintendo game, so it's not worth pushing, but fuck it, man. I mean, you know, like, the game's not promoting it. It's just setting the scenery, and that's really the scenery that would have been there. If you're so goddamn sensitive, like, that's the type of shit that offends you, like, you're gonna have a hard run in life, you know? You just got to get over it, man. Nobody said life was going to be easy or fair, and nobody promised you that anybody was going to care about your feelings or anything like that. And having your feelings hurt is by far one of the least things that can ever happen to you. Like, out of all the bad shit that can happen to you in life, having your feelings hurt or being offended at some sort of imagery is like really low on the list. Like, almost non-existent. Like, really, man? We can worry about that type of shit when people are no longer like starving and getting raped in Africa, you know, like on a daily basis. They got like child armies and shit over there, and you're like, there was a Super Nintendo game that was historically accurate with the flag, and it slightly annoyed me. Like, yeah, oh, boo-hoo you. I'm sure the literal starving people are real concerned. People that live under like a brutal dictatorship feel real bad for the American and European that didn't want to see a swastika on a flag. It's the same thing with the Confederate flag, I feel, you know? Really bothers me with that one. I get why people are sensitive with it, but I don't know, man. I grew up with like the Dukes of Hazzard, and I live in the South, so it's like, to me, the flag doesn't stand for anything but the South, and anybody that doesn't live in the South doesn't seem to understand that. And part of me gets it, but the other part of me, I don't know. Like, when I see the General Lee from Dukes of Hazzard and I see the Confederate flag on the roof, like, the first thought that goes through my mind is, they must be in the South. You know, they must be some Southern boys. I do not think they probably want to own a person. And I don't know what type of maniac does see the Confederate flag and automatically assumes that the person having it wants to own a human being. Like, to me, that makes you the racist. You know? Like, when I see the Confederate flag, I think, dude must be from the South. And you see the Confederate flag and you're like, oh, dude wants to own a human being. Like, I don't know, man. Your mind goes dark places automatically. There's no right or wrong to this. I mean, I understand both parts, but I just want people to understand mine. And mine is like, dude, it's just not. I don't think Confederate flag lets own a person. I don't know anybody that has a Confederate flag that wants to own another human being. They all just like the fact that they live in the South. Things are different down here. You know, we got Southern hospitality and Southern fried chicken. We got a Southern way of talking. Most of us even have a Southern accent, although I don't think I do. But I don't know, you tell me. So the Confederate flag is like a real sensitive one for me. There's you can swing up here and get these, them their hearts if you need them. This is the last floor. Oh, get whipped, bro. So we got to be careful. Yeah, there he is. Oh, I don't have any grenades. I think we can unload this guy. Yeah, there we go. You can just unload him like that. Oh, wasn't paying attention. These guys, you got to jump over the bullets, but I'm so close to the end that I'm really not too worried about my life. In fact, this is the last enemy in the game. So let me get him. That being said, really quick before I beat it, because there's my father, I have to go. I think I was talking about an Arrow the Acrobat, that I need to get my septum fixed. So I have surgery on Tuesday. This video will post on Monday. How the hell do you get that heart? Oh, look at that. This video will post on Monday, and that means that tomorrow I am going to get surgery. So there probably won't be a video for the next week because I'll be all sorts of fucked up on all kinds of pain pills with just a bunch of crazy shit in my face. So anyways, let's rescue my father. Junior. And then we just leave him.
Let's go.
So I'm going to call the video here, and like I said, I'm going to make these videos, but I probably won't have a chance to post them because I'll be doped up and on a bunch of drugs and painkillers, so bear with me. But until then, I hope you guys enjoyed watching. I enjoyed playing, as always. Until next time, goodbye. Welcome back, Indiana Jones' Greatest Adventures for the Super Nintendo. So the goal of this stage is that the building is on fire, and the fire was going to slowly break through each one of those windows behind me, and I have to outrun it. Like the fire in the other stages, if you get hit with the flames, it's not a one-hit kill, but with all the knockback effects and everything, it might as well be. The second trick is that, as you've seen, I have to swing across using my whip, and that's really what makes this stage a real motherfucker. It's the controls are, I would say the controls are good, but they're kind of precise. Indiana Jones is not very agile. He's kind of showing his age a bit. So what you want to do is you want to jump directly underneath, like I'm doing, and then I want to hit up on the D-pad and then the whip button. If you hit up and the whip button at exactly the same time, you're more than likely not going to whip up. You're going to whip to the right. So you want to swing underneath, hit up, and then the D-pad. Otherwise, once you get the hang of it, it's not a big deal. I'll kind of hang out here for a minute and show you the whoa, don't mind that. I'll show you what it's like. There you go. There's the fire and the flames. The stage sucks because it takes a lot of practice. I made it look kind of easy, but I assure you that I spent a lot of time dying there with a lot of lies. I entered a lot of passwords. We're going to move on to Berlin. This stage is also terrible. Indy and his father sneak on board the Zeppelin. It's okay, girl. Don't even know what you're barking at. If we get into trouble, we can use the escape plane underneath the Zeppelin, Dad. That's foreshadowing for those that have seen the movie. So what sucks about this stage is that it's a maze. And that wouldn't be too terrible, but there's going to be these asshole guys that throw wrenches. See that guy down there in the blue? Yeah, he's just the worst. I'll have to kill a couple of them. Maybe I'll get lucky, but the wrench throwing dudes are unforgiving pricks. So I'm not going to spend... See, they just chuck them so quick, man. That really wasn't so bad. Whoa. There's not even anything happening. Chill out, girl. Laddie. You're not even barking at a thing. Dog's just barking at a closed door. Must be the neighbors. Neighbor must have come home. So I'm just going to kind of like run through this stage and get through it as quick as possible because... See, I got pretty lucky there. Another thing that's kind of weird about the control is that, like, if I duck and then whip, I'm letting go of the down button now, and I'm just holding the whip button, and Indy stays ducked. And also, you'll notice that his legs don't move, just his torso, which looks kind of silly, doesn't it? He kind of looks like two kids sitting on each other's shoulders and, like, only the top one. Anyways, we're going to jump through the floor here. So far, the wrench guys have been pretty kind to me. We're gonna grab this. Oh, I wasn't paying any attention, but that's okay. So this is pretty much the end of the stage. It's a little tricky to find your way through here because, you know, you don't normally think, I gotta jump through the floor. But you totally do. That's the only way to get by. But I think I found the most optimal route. At one point, I actually jumped through some pipes. I don't know if it was a glitch or like if there's actually a false wall somewhere in this stage. I've never been able to find it again, so I kind of think it's a glitch. But this is the end of the stage. Now, normally I would call the video here, but because both of those stages went by so quick, I'm going to do one more stage. Okay, so here we have to shoot. So what's tricky about this is that, first of all, it's airplane controls. Up goes down, down goes up. Second of all, when I shoot, I'll try to show you here in a minute. Let me see if I can find a clearing. See, my bullets go down. They don't go straight, which I think is weird. I think it's just shitty perspective. The mode 7 with the ground here is pretty cool, though. You can see that if you keep going. So anyways, the trick is that you want to stay to the ground, and then when you find airplanes, I have to shoot 20 of them. You'll see in the bottom right. When you find airplanes that spawn like in the middle, you want to jump up to the top and shoot them. If you stay at the top of the screen and you try to attack guys at the top of the screen, you'll just get lit the fuck up. So otherwise, it's pretty quick. Just this. I'm just going to do this until I see a guy like that. I'm going to pop up to the top, drop down to the bottom. That's the strategy. When I tried to do this any other way, I just got murdered. We'll see if we can catch these guys. Yeah, I'll get one of them. Two of them. Come on, I can get them. How about this guy? I'm not going to make that guy. It's best to bail early, otherwise you'll just get hammered. How you like them airplane sound effects? It's almost like we're really there, isn't it? What am I at? 10 more? I'm like the Red Baron up in this motherfucker. Snoopy would be upset. I was gonna say Snoopy would be proud, but Snoopy and the Red Baron were not friends. Although I feel like Snoopy had a strange level of respect for the Red Baron, you know what I mean? If it wasn't for World War I think they would have gotten along well. If they both survived the war, you know, they'd probably have a drink at the bar together. Am I gonna make it? Am I gonna make it? Am I gonna get him? How about you? 5? Ooh, I'm playing it risky. I'm playing it risky. You can die really quickly in this stage, so that really was pretty risky. 3 more to go. 2 more to go. When you constantly turn like this, I kind of feel like I'm in a circle, like an arena of mountains, because the mountains never end. Or when you fly straight, you know, you get like a better... Alright, cool, that should do it. Alright, and that's a password screen, so here is where I'm going to call the video. So, as always guys, I hope you enjoyed. I think I'm going to beat the game in the next video. So, stay tuned, and you'll see the ending to Indiana Jones' Greatest Adventures. As always, I hope you enjoyed watching, I enjoyed playing. Until next time guys, goodbye. Indiana Jones' Greatest Adventures on the Super Nintendo. This should be the final episode. And we're going to beat the game. I think there's a couple of stages left, but nothing too important. This stage is pretty short and fairly easy until you get to the end where you have to have a fist fight with a boss. We're going to skip over these guys. We're going to wait for them to turn around and then just jump over them. And again with that guy, except I didn't jump. You can kill him if you want, but jumping over him is the easiest way. The stage itself is not very difficult. You just have to look out for this last dickhead over here, right across this jump. There's a guy on the other side here throwing stuff. Do you see the knife? If you don't kill him, shit. Whew. I don't know why he didn't die with the grenade. If you don't kill him, that knockback effect can knock you off the cliff. So this is what makes the stage suck. Now before I do that, the parallax scrolling in the background is really cool. Take note of it. you have to fight this guy on the tank. Now you can see at the bottom that my tank's about to drive off a cliff, so I don't have a lot of time. Now this is how you want the fist fight to go, and I made that look really easy. Normally, not that easy. That guy jumps around a lot. The hit detection on the punches is bullshit. It's just a whole fucking annoying, frustratingly badly designed thing. But I did it, so we're done. We found the temple in the Canyon of the Crescent Moon. Here, the Holy Grail is hidden. This stage would be fucking awesome. This is a really cool stage regardless, but they made a huge mistake in that they put bad guys in it. I'm in the temple trying to get to the end of the Grail, and you can see that there's like fallen rocks and stuff. There's like these cool blades. Really cool stage, right? But see, they put those guys there, and I think that that is just a huge mistake. First of all, it doesn't make any sense in the context of the actual movie, right? It doesn't make any context or any sense in the context of the game either. Like, why would the bad guys not want me to get the Grail? The whole point is that they totally want me to get the Grail. And also, how did the bad guys get through all of these traps? In the movie, you know, they wanted Indy to do it because Indy was the only one that knew the traps well enough to get through them to reach the Grail, and then the bad guy just shows up at the end. If it wasn't for those bad guys, this stage would be my absolute favorite. It's probably my favorite in the game anyways, but I just really think that those guys just really take a lot away, and their placement is shitty. You know, like that one, not so bad, but a lot of them are like on the far ends of jumps and stuff. Like this guy, you know, come on. I mean, what are we doing here? I knew I misjudged that one. Here you gotta jump onto the edge, so I'm gonna... Because again, the Ninja Gaiden knockback effect is kind of serious otherwise. That was a lucky bounce. Usually what happens is that I die a lot in this stage because of these guys. I just use my grenades. Grenades are the easiest way to kill the bad guys. But I mean, what a cool stage, right? This is what you would expect from an Indiana Jones game. Like that guy. That's a really shitty bad guy. Right, and we're dead. Doesn't matter though, I have a ton of lives. But I just think that the stage itself would have been better. It was a piss poor design decision to put bad guys in this stage at all. It should have just been these traps, and it would have been way cooler. So whoever's decision that was, the project manager, like, yeah, man, you fucked up, bro. You should feel bad. Like that guy, he's just like standing there next to a saw blade trying to what? Kill me for some reason? Like that guy. That guy's a really shitty enemy, you know what I mean? And they put him there on purpose. And it's just unnecessary. While he does make the stage more difficult, it's unnecessarily difficult. Whatever. At least the fucking bad guy's dead. This is usually how I go through this stage. Just kill a bad guy, die. Kill a bad guy, die. It's my strategy for a lot of games is, you know, save a lot of your lives for the last level, and then you can just die as much as you want. That way you don't have to be as good at the last level as you do the entire rest of the game. Especially in games, I didn't know that just touching that thing would hurt me. That's interesting. Especially in games where you get to like fight the boss and then die and just like respawn instantly. You know, and the boss like retains the amount of life that he's lost. I love it when you have tons of lives in final boss fights like that. Because I don't like boss fights in general. And this game has kind of a shitty one. Alright, what you're about to see. Cool stage though. Probably my favorite in the whole game. I have been guarding the Grail for 700 years. Okay. It is time for you to take my place. It seems kind of boring, you know? It'd be cool if you could, like, use the internet and shit, though, I guess. Have visitors. First, you must choose, but choose wisely. We do not get to choose, which I think is unfortunate. I think the game should have had a cup choice. The true grail will bring you life. The false will take it from you. Look at that guy, man. Donovan grabs a cup and drinks, but it is not the grail, and in fright, he turns into a skeleton. Reminds me of the bad guy from Roger Rabbit. So this boss fight, I'm probably going to die a lot. He kind of sucks. So he's going to throw his head. We're going to hit him again. He's going to throw his head, and then he's going to bounce. And then he's going to throw a bone, and I missed him, and that sucks. All right, and then he's going to bounce. All right, and then he's going to break apart like that. You want to stand on this third rock, and then as soon as he stops, jump. And then you can do this again, right? 2, 3, jump. That's the worst attack that he has. Oh, I'm going to get hit. He's going to throw his head. Crap. He's so close to being dead. Oh, and I died. Like, you don't have a lot of life, and he's kind of shitty like that. So it's going to take a couple of times, but there is a pattern to it. Shit. And if you do it... like, I already fucked up. Like, I want to catch him on those jumps. I'm on the wrong side. My mojo's all wrong. Yeah, so expect a lot of deaths here, but you see what I'm going for.
Let's go.
It took me a while to even figure out that there was like a way that you could even avoid. See, this is a good run. That attack there, you know what I mean? Yeah, and that's the end. If you do it just like that, he's easy. But, as you can see, kind of a pain in the ass. We're gonna whip this guy. Ah, you suck, fuck you. Nothing happens. Dun, 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 dun. And that's it. That's the Indiana Jones Greatest Adventures. You guys ready to see the ending? Junior, you ride first. Dad, please call me Indiana. Your name is Henry Jones Jr. Indiana was the name of the dog. But it was a very nice dog, Dad. I like the name, Indiana Jones. The end. And that's it. That's actually the end of the game. That's all three. Raiders of the Lost Ark, Temple of Doom, Indiana Jones, and The Last Crusade. We get to see the credits, and we'll watch them go by, because why not? That's part of the ending. A Factor 5 development, Indiana Jones Greatest Adventures. I'd say I like this game. I wouldn't say it was fun, but I wouldn't say it was not fun either. If you're a fan of the movies, I think you'll enjoy the game, but it's not exactly like a thrilling experience, you know? Everything about it's good. Just good enough to work, but they had to cram a lot into the game. You know, they had a lot of movies and a lot of stages and a lot to cover, and for what it was and how much they had to jam into a Super Nintendo cartridge, they covered a lot of ground, and there was a lot of variety. Maze stages and pushing statues, mine carts, you know, they used the Mode 7, we flew on an airplane, we got to do all of the iconic scenes. Hey, somebody's calling me. In fact, somebody's calling me from my house. I'll have to call them back. You know, we got to do all of the exciting things, you know, all of the unique scenes that you would want to see. We got to run from the boulder. Even the music's pretty decent. The graphics were good. The control is pretty decent. I wouldn't say the control's great, but I wouldn't say it was bad either. Indiana Jones is kind of old, you know? He's not the most agile. He needs some agility points for sure. All in all, I dug the game, man. I liked it. I'm glad I played it. Movie games these days are notoriously shitty, but what I'm finding is that in the day of the Super Nintendo, They were actually pretty decent. Like I would give this, out of 10, I think I would give this high marks, like 8 out of 10. I'm pretty generous with games, but maybe a 7 or an 8. But all in all, man, as far as Indiana Jones goes, totally nailed it. As an Indiana Jones fan, I feel satisfied with this Super Nintendo game. Plus, it wasn't all that difficult. It was kind of frustrating, but there were a lot of passwords. So I think Temple of Doom is probably the hardest because it's the most amount of stages without a password. But if I had owned it as a kid, I would have had a lot of time to play it, and I think I would have gotten pretty good at it pretty quick. And I think this would have been one of those games that I put in every other couple of months, you know, and just played through it and beat it. Bored after school one day, waiting for my buddies to come over. I dig it, man. If you're a fan of Indiana Jones, totally worth it. Check it out, buy it, whatever. I'm glad y'all watched. I'm glad that it came out before Crystal Skull, because that's a bad one. And I hear that they're making another Indiana Jones movies. At this point in time, Crystal Skull is the last one. But I don't know. We'll see how that goes. I didn't dig the alien thing. I thought the alien thing was a bit much. You know, in Indiana Jones movies, they're about religion, and religion is real in the Indiana Jones movies. They don't really go so far as to saying like God himself or herself or whatever is real, but like the Ark is real, you know, the stones that the people in India worshipped were real, you know, the Crusade, the Ark, the Grail, you know, is a real thing. The Bible has a lot of truth to it historically, you know, whether or not God is real, doesn't matter, but the Bible itself is pretty historically accurate. And then you get to Crystal Skull and they're just like, here's a bunch of headless aliens with telecommunication powers and a spaceship, and it's like, it just doesn't fit. You know, it just doesn't fit into the movie. And I hear that that he did it because, you know, Lucas was saying that they went from the 40s to the 50s to the 60s or whatever, and in the 60s sci-fi was a big deal, so he wanted to put like a sci-fi spin on it to kind of match the new tone, because Indiana Jones was old and World War II was over. But I don't know, I don't think it worked. I think they should have stuck with the religious thing. But anyways, that's the end. Now try hard mode. I am not going to do hard mode. Do not fucking care about that. Maybe one day in the far distant future, but don't ever hold your breath. I doubt it. Indiana Jones and the Greatest Adventures, that's the end, everybody. I hope you enjoyed watching. I enjoyed playing. I dig the game. 7 or an 8 out of 10. If you're a fan of Indiana Jones, check it out. Until next time, I hope you enjoyed watching. I enjoyed playing. Goodbye.